Okay, welcome this evening to the Rotterdam Town Board meeting of February 27, 2019. We entered agenda review at approximately 5:42 p.m. this evening. We exited that later at just about 6:48 p.m., but in between, if you will, what we did is went into executive session at 6:13 p.m. with a motion by Mr. Christou, second by Mr. Signor, all voting in favor to enter executive session to discuss the discipline, suspension, dismissal, removal of employee number 0227-2019 with Deputy Police Chief Michael S. Brown as an invited guest. And at approximately 6:48 p.m. we exited executive session with a motion by Mr. Christou and a second by Mr. Signor. Again, all voting in the affirmative to exit executive session, and then right after that we exit our agenda meeting and started coming out here. So, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Gittarelli?
Present.
Mrs. Miller-Herrera?
Present.
Mr. Signor?
Present.
Mr. Tomaso?
Present.
5 present.
Okay, would you all please stand for the pledge? And Gannon, you were singled out, so you have to start us on the pledge.
All right. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, thank you.
So again, that wasn't so bad, was it?
You don't get extra points in class for that either, just so you know. It doesn't get you anything extra, unfortunately.
I was just trying to kiss up to my daughters.
All right, let's not go there. Let's not go there.
So he's just trying to make a good impression on me.
Let's not go there.
Hasn't worked yet, but he's trying.
Let's not go there. Okay. So we'll start our public hearings. Public hearing 1. Ms. Marco, would you read the public hearing, please?
Sure. Establishment of extension number 1 of sewer district number 7, Hamburg Street Sewer District. The proposed extension number 1 of sewer district number 7, Hamburg Street Sewer District consists of the following parcels: 2200 Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-5.111, 2188 Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-5.112, 2196 Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-7.1, 2208 Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-8.112, Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-8.111, 2204 Helderberg Avenue, tax map number 71.5-1-9 and 400 Road, tax map number 71.9-2-21.11. The maximum proposed cost for this project is $1,978,000.00. All costs associated with the design and construction of the proposed wastewater infrastructure will be solely the responsibility of Lisi Senior Living, LLC. To connect to extension 1 of sewer district number 7, Hamburg Street Sewer District, there currently is a one-time $35 sewer lateral inspection fee, as well as a $500 sewer connection fee per dwelling unit, a $750 connection fee per apartment or condominium, and a $1,000 connection fee for commercial usage for properties within established sewer district that connect to the collection system. Connection to the proposed district shall require the installation of a lateral by the property owner. The creation of the district extension will lower the annual operation and maintenance costs to existing users in the district. The town welcomes the public to attend this hearing for a final opportunity to comment. The approval of the state controller is not required for the establishment of the proposed sewer district, and the town resolution establishing the proposed district is subject to permissive referendum as provided by New York state law. The public presentation of the map, plan, and report in accordance with New York State town law related to the creation of the proposed extension number 1 of sewer district number 7, Hamburg Street Sewer District, was filed with the town clerk on February 5th, 2019, and has been and continues to be available for public inspection in the office of the Rotterdam town clerk during regular business hours.
Okay, do we have anyone for public hearing 1?
No.
All right. So what I'd like to do, if the interested parties, if you will, thank you, Joel, come up and just give the public and the board a brief description of what we're doing here. Thank you.
Good evening, Joel Bianchi from MJ Engineering, representing Lisi Senior Living. To give the board some very brief background, what we had done is submitted a map plan report to the town board in August of 2018. The town board engaged a third-party consultant, Chazen Engineering, to act as your advisor to review that report. We addressed comments on the report. I believe Mr. Lanero from Chazen is here tonight to address any other comments that you may have. We revised the report this month, and just to give a summary of what that report does and what it contains, it describes the benefited parcels that the clerk had indicated, describes the sewage that those parcels will generate upon the fulfillment of the senior living district for Whispering Pines, describes the improvements that the developer will do, including the additional improvements that the town has requested that Chazen asked that we provide, describes the methodology in which the users in the new district would pay for services, both debt retirement and operation and maintenance. That methodology is exactly the same how the town had done it for Hamburg Street Sewer District. Defines the number of equivalent dwelling units that the district will create, defines the cost per user based on the debt retirement that they will take in and the user cost. Also talks about the cost for the project. Again, the developer will bear all those costs relative to the sewer district. Also discusses the process beyond the town board, the regulatory approval process, the various agencies that we have to engage, DOT, the through authority, DEC, county, this board, the planning board. It also mentions seeker. The benefit that we have for this project, that there was an extensive seeker review done by this board. So seeker, we believe, does not have to be performed for the board's consideration of the plan report. So with that, if the board has any questions. Just so for the board's pleasure, this is the alignment or general alignment of the sewer supporting the project. Similar alignment that was shown in the environmental impact statement. We're about to proceed with the detailed design for this in the coming weeks.
Any board members have questions?
Does that line strictly go through the town of Rotterdam? Does it pass? Because you know that's kind of weird in that area. Kind of.
No, we kept it entirely in the town of Rotterdam. Correct.
Anyone else? No. Anyone else on behalf of the project have anything they'd like to add? No. Okay. Thanks. You can take that with you if you like, Joel. Thanks very much. Appreciate you being here. Okay. Anyone else like to be heard on public hearing 1 this evening? Anyone else like to be heard on public hearing 1 this evening? Anyone else like to be heard on public hearing 1 this evening? Hunter, no? Okay. Declare public hearing 1 closed and go on to public hearing 2.
To amend the existing code of the town of Rotterdam, chapter 47, officers and employees, to add article 2, fingerprinting and background checks.
Okay, anyone for public hearing 2?
No?
All right. So on public hearing 2, we're modifying our process, if you will, in the town, making it better for everyone involved. Every employee that is hired has to go through a fingerprinting and background check here for the town, just so you all know that. But we're modifying our process a little bit, and that's all we're doing here in the big scheme of things. So no one for public hearing 2. Okay, anyone like to be heard on public hearing 2? Anyone like to be heard on public hearing 2? Anyone like to be heard on public hearing 2? Okay, declare public hearing 2 closed and go to public hearing 3.
Request by Potterkill Volunteer Fire Company Incorporated, Rotterdam Fire District Number 1, to increase their contract to $42,000 annually.
Okay, anyone for public hearing 3?
No.
Okay, anyone like to be heard on public hearing 3 this evening? So as an operation of law, et cetera, we have to notice that the Potterkill Fire District, which is not the same as the, if you will, tax entity as the rest of our districts in town. And so we have to do some additional, I'm sorry, unincorporated fire district, thank you, because they're an unincorporated fire district. So we have to have a public hearing for them when they're looking to increase a bit of their, into their budget. So anyone like to be heard on public hearing 3? Anyone like to be heard on public hearing 3? Anyone like to be heard on public hearing 3? Okay, we'll declare public hearing closed at this time. Public hearing 3, excuse me, closed. And we'll go to public comment privilege of the floor. Is Marco?
Yeah, Michael, I'm sorry, I can't read the last name. Thank you, Madonna.
Hi, I'm Mike Madonna. I'm from 98 Dandy Street here in the town of Rotterdam. Speaking on behalf of the storage location and zoning. I'm not against storage, but I am against where the location is going. I was driving around today and I could see a mile down the road, there's 2 vacant properties that would not offset any of the small businesses and where the proposed storage is going. Down the street, there is 2 wooded areas that could accommodate them very well without setting into the town, hurting the town or anything else of their location. Where it is proposed to go now has an opportunity to hurt several small businesses. Sunoco station on the corner will be affected. The man just went in there, bought the place, put $800,000 in the pumps and stuff. It's a big slap in the face to drop a competing business, practically at his doorstep. The second would be the Quick Pick, which is a rock's throw from where the proposed storage is coming. That's not fair to these owners who come here, establish themselves for over years, and then turn around and to put this competing business, a big conglomerate like storage, right next to a little store. The areas that are down the road are undeveloped. They're maybe a wooded area, but at least there's nothing there that they can affect, and they could have free commerce down the road a little bit without bothering the people that's around here. This weekend we put out 500 flyers, which basically was 1 block in from Curry Road to the Blue Bridge that's down there right on the other side of Dahlia Street. That was 500 flyers. And this is all the people that is directly in that neighborhood. We also have 700 signatures of people who don't want it, and those people are part of that 500 there. So it's a lot of people that don't want this coming to that area. We're not saying storage is wrong. Actually, they make a good cup of coffee. But if it just goes down the road a little bit, it wouldn't have the effect that it's going to have on those other businesses. It's my 3rd time coming here speaking. I hope that you take it under consideration and pass this information on to stewards, and let them join our community without hurting others. Thank you.
Okay, thank you for your comments.
Bernard Mastriani.
Bernie Mastriani, 18 Memory Lane. On an evening like tonight, we're here because it's that important. I'm looking at I've been in this area since 1976. I'm looking at the piece of Gilliland Avenue that runs from Curry Road to the train station. As was already mentioned, you have Quick Pick on this end. You have a new Sunoco station and Convenient Mart on that side, which both of them have made tremendous efforts to improve the area, to work hard to satisfy the existing customer base that's there. I would appreciate if a big conglomerate didn't come into that particular area. The other thing, living in this area, I've observed a lot of things. For instance, there's really a lot of kids, young kids that live between Curry Road and the train station, the train tracks there. And in the morning, there's a lot of busing where they're picking up the kids and they're dropping off the kids. So it does put a little stress on Gilliland Avenue, but the kids are also very important to us. That's all I have to say.
Thank you.
Thanks, Mr. Minister.
Roxanne Heller.
My name is Roxanne Heller. I live at 83 Oakdale, just a block from here. I appreciate you giving us this time to voice our opinions once again to the town. I'd like to also add to the ideas. We have small businesses here, but we also have at this point a business that sits empty, and was called Big Scoop. They are trying to sell that building. That building is an ice cream parlor. If you let stewards in, that building will sit vacant. Once again, there will be no one that will come in and buy that knowing they'll have to deal with stewards of the street. I said last time I was there, and I'll say it again, please listen to what we say. We don't need stewards here. We have a convenient mart. We have gas stations. We have two other small convenient places around the corner, and Stewart's is only 1.5 miles away. They don't need to be here, and we don't really want them. So thank you.
Jay Walsh.
Good evening. My name is Jay Walsh. I live at 1200 Walnut Ave, and I'm here to speak about the Stewart's proposal. And my issue is safety. I live on the corner of Walnut and Lilac. The proposed Stewart is Guilderland and Lilac. We've lived in that location for 24 years, and we've had issues, and we've tried to contact the town about a stop sign because Lilac is part of a cut-through between Curry to Guilderland, and you can cut through and avoid the light by driving down Lilac. And we see speeders every single day speeding down that road. And that's been an issue, and it's going to get worse if there's a Stewart's put in there. There's no sidewalks. I walked here from my house today to come to the meeting. There's no sidewalks anywhere the whole way as I walked here. You're going to have foot traffic walking to the Stewart's. I know we do have foot traffic now, but you're going to have increased foot traffic, and with the cars, bus stops, as somebody mentioned, there's a lot of kids. I have 4 grandkids. We do not need that Stewart's there. It is not needed. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Tammy Allen.
Hi, my name is Tammy Allen. I live on Gilliland and Gilliland and Willow, on the corner of Gilliland and Willow, where it would be 4 houses from where we're going to build the Stewart's. And like the gentleman said, our street, his street is a cut through, so is mine. And I've been asking since I've lived there for 19 years to get a stop sign on Willow and Floral. And if we have the Stewart's come in, I think you'll see more traffic there. And my son and I almost got hit once just walking to my car. So I don't think a Stewart's should be built there.
Thank you.
Henry LeBranc.
Hello, my name's Henry LeBranc. I'm at 1307 Sunrise Boulevard. I'm also here to speak about Stewart's. I am against it, not because I don't believe competition isn't good. Competition is good for lower prices and everything, but it's not really a need in this location. We have 4 Stewart's within a 3-mile radius of here, and it is going to affect small businesses like his. We have, how should I put it? The original proposal was going to eliminate 3 local businesses. So it was going to eliminate the Quick Pick, the Laundromat, and Nicky P's West. We don't need that. We really need smaller businesses in our town. It's good to have, you know, everybody complains when a small business does a lot of business, but there's a lot of people who will sell out really quick just to get a bigger one in here. But it is going to affect the smaller businesses, and this guy and his family, they work very hard. He's there at 5 o'clock in the morning every day. He works 12-hour shifts, and he works hard to support his family. He's doing his best to put his family through school, I heard college, and these are the people we need to support, the small people. And it's not Stewart's. I mean, Stewart's is local, they're local, but they're not. I'm sure you guys know what I mean. They got hundreds of stores. These people don't. This is his whole living right here. And I hope you guys will reconsider and possibly, hopefully, find another place for them to locate. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Mr. Lubrick.
Lynn Capper.
Evelyn Catfer, I live at 1034 Beverly Street. Like everyone's saying, I live on Beverly Street. Everyone knows there's a cut through. You know, everyone knows that. But one of the things I'm really concerned about is the stormwater. Back in 2003, I got an engineer report where they went through there and they did a study on all the water. It's a low area. Every single one of the culverts over there you walk, I've walked that neighborhood. None of them are square. They're always got water in the bottom of them. They don't put bottoms into their drains in Rotterdam, in that area, because they need it to suck through. You're going to put it over here at Rocky, you're going to put the Stewarts in. Right now, it's got a little evaporation, it's half gravel or whatever over there. It's not all blacktop. There's going to be very little lawn. They come in there and they put in a lot, another water. Now they're going to shove tanks in the ground. They're going to put tanks in the ground, that's going to take more water. I see this storm water drain thing out there. That's still going to put, that water's got to go somewhere. Everybody in that neighborhood has septics. Everybody has septics. Everybody pumps. Everybody spends money every 2 years to get your septic pumped. Or some people even pump more than that. Everyone's got, there's sump pumps going. They run constantly. You go anywhere around over there. And they come by my house. They come over the town has before. They've come in there with their rooter, and they said, it just needs to be redone. You people are not going to, they're not going to go over and they're not going to put all this money into new drainage unless you want to put in new drainage and put in some sewer over there. But I don't think that's going to happen. So everyone's going to be affected by this in a different way besides just everything else everybody else has been talking about. So I'm hoping, like I said before, you people are in our hands that you'll do the right thing and say that no. And I don't know if you go in 2003, this is when it happens. I should have got the records, but they said then they had an actual engineer report. The stuff I got is just like print like this. Okay. But they had in 2003, they said that there should be no building in the area until this is done. So they put in some drainage and some, it doesn't work over there. So I know the water, and they'll say it's going to work or whatever. But, so hopefully you guys take care of it.
Okay, thank you very much.
Look into that.
Thanks for coming.
Asaiba?
Good evening, Harshal Bhatt, 1844 Fair Avenue, and people know me, owner of Quick Pick. Last time I spoke about the Stewart, same thing I'm going to say again, but a little different way, because I have impression, I was looking at the Facebook, some groups, they have kind of fighting, and they're giving me impression like I'm trying to sell my store instead of Caprera's store. So basically, it's not like I'm trying to make it like I'm not selling my store or something. If I'm speaking the issue we have, like safety, kids, and traffic we're gonna have. And plus, they're gonna affect on my business too. So please, if there is any misunderstanding, I'm not trying to sell my store, I'm making anything against Caprera or Stewart. I'm just trying to put my opinion as a Rotterdam citizen that Stewart is not right. It's not the right place for Stewart. If they want, they can go to Route 20, Rotterdam Avenue, there's a big place, and they can open up over there. But this place is not right for them. That's the only thing that I have to say there.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That's it.
Okay, thank you. So I'll just make just a couple comments. So we had received a positive recommendation from the Planning Commission to have entertain a zone change from residential to business in that parcel, in that area. The way that some of that properties, the majority of that property is zoned, that's still available to anyone who wants to go there and do an acceptable use. If the town board decides that we're going to entertain the resolution or put a resolution on to consider the zone change, you'll be notified. You'll know. But at this point, we're not there. And that's all I can say to it right now. But we want more information. Like I do. But at this point, I mean, I'm not supportive. But that's all I can say to it. And I can't really say anything which way I would vote. People have been asking me, how would you vote? And I said, well, I can't. Because of my position, I can't just come right out and tell you that. At this point in time, the way things look, I'm not supportive of that. Ollie, would you like to?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I forgot about the meeting. You guys are trained, you know how you can find out the meeting. But last meeting we were in here, Rotterdam board meeting, and my understanding was the next board meeting is 27. But yesterday I found out there was a planning commission meeting which nobody was there from us.
Okay.
How can we find out?
So
when the meetings are?
we have two ways. There's a schedule that's hanging right outside my office of all the meetings. There's a schedule there. So that's also available online. So every single meeting is detailed there, when and where. Now, if there's a change to a meeting or we add an additional meeting, like sometimes the town board would call a special meeting because there's some business we have to conduct because there's a time constraint. On something like this, we would not have a special, you know what I mean, necessarily a special meeting unless we thought we had to. But then again, you would be notified. There would be public notice. As far as the planning commission meetings or any other meetings like that, those are detailed in that schedule. And then also on the town website, the schedule is also posted there. All the minutes for all the meetings, whether it's the planning commission, the zoning board, you know, ours, they're posted there. And we have our video that's right on the town website as well. But we cannot conduct any public meeting without proper notice. And the only time that we've had special meetings, we give advance notice, unless it's something to be, you know, I'm not trying to be flippant, but it's something that to us as business we have to take care of that does not affect you. Does that make sense? Yeah. You know, there's a legal reason, there's something that we have to do. We may call a special meeting and a few days later have one, and frankly, if there's one person here, we may be lucky, you know, that kind of thing. It may affect somebody, but we don't do that. Okay. We don't do that, okay?
Thanks.
So be confident with that we're not going to have any surprise meetings. We're not going to, do we add resolutions to the agenda from time to time? Yes, we do. But something like this, we would not just add like a resolution to change the zoning there at the board meeting if it hasn't already been published. Okay, we just don't do that. Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome. Okay, anyone else, Ms. Marco? No? Okay.
May I just
Please.
briefly, since you spoke?
Yeah, go ahead.
I just wanted to take a minute to address a couple of, you know, the issues, and I think I've been pretty clear that this is not a project I'm in favor of in, you know, my comments when I came before us to send it to the Planning Commission. But we were given plans and we were given a map of the area, and to be clear in my review of that, it appears that there's already approximately 1 acre that Stewart's can build on without this board having any vote or approval of that. What Stewart's is asking us to do is review the zoning for 2 small parcels. One is 0.1 acres and one is 0.2 acres. In my experience, the size of the lot that they already have and that is already zoned for a business use is probably a size in which Stewart's could still use that land with or without the 2 parcels that we referred to the Planning Commission. The town doesn't get to say what businesses come into the town unless there's a special reason they need approval, such as a zoning change. So when this comes back to us, if it comes back to us to vote on the rezoning, while I know I am not in support of this project, I think it should be clear that Stewart's may be able to go ahead without us, whether we agree with it or not.
Or put other pieces of property together that are zoned. Come in with another application.
So I mean, I just want to be clear because I hear what everyone has to say, and you know, I agree. I don't think this is necessarily the best spot to put a new Stewart's shop. I like Stewart's shop. I like their, you know, their dairy products. I like to be able to pull in and get free air in my tires. I like to stop and get coffee. I think this might be a project that no matter how this board moves forward, may happen anyways. So I don't want people to feel like their voices weren't heard. I've gotten a lot of emails. I've tried to respond to the emails as they've come in. I voiced my opinion about this. I've voiced my concern about this. But I just hope that no matter what the outcome is, that people understand that we hear you and we're trying to work within your concerns and do the best we can with this.
Anyone else?
I did get to see the plans, and on the plans, there was 2 stoplights and 2 non-parking signs that are going up, but the plans didn't clearly specify where they were going.
Okay, and Mr. Madonna, just so you know, those are, so when someone comes in with a proposal, let's just say any proposal, commercial or otherwise, they may denote different things on their plans or their submission that may not happen. In other words, you know, where those things are located are aspects that they put in because they know the DOT law or the town law or whatever. But the final analysis of any proposal is when they come in with their final and go through the planning process.
Well, during these conversations and the board meetings,
yeah,
that is something that would also have a negative effect on the traffic
understood.
And the safety that has been the concern today. And that, you know, right across the street is a pizza place that has a drive-in type style, you know, but then it's also a backing out, which is right across from where Stewart's is. Now, if you're going to put no parking signs, say, on that side of the street, you're going to affect that guy's business.
Like I said, let's not even go there tonight because we don't know at this point. But okay, I hear you. Don't misinterpret me. I'm not trying to quiet you or anything, but it's just that those are matters, and I could give you examples around town. Like even when they did the Draper Center, there were things that they came in with their plan. We want to do this, and we said no, we're doing it this way. You know what I mean? So there are conditions or details that they know exist or that they know that they have to address as an applicant. Again, whatever the project is, but the town does have the authority in the state and the county because there are roads that are state and county roads. They have authority over those as well. So it's not something just because you see it on a site plan doesn't mean that it's going to happen. Okay. Anyone else? No one else, right? No. Okay, let's move into the resolutions and then just do some other miscellaneous if you have some tonight. So resolution 5619.
Adopt the meeting minutes from the February 13th, 2019 town board meeting.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Signor. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 5619 passes. Resolution 5719.
Adopt local law number 3 of the year 2019 for the following purpose. To repeal the existing code of the town of Rotterdam, chapter 31, ethics and disclosure, code of, and replace this code with chapter 31, ethics code of. Public hearing was called for at the town board meeting of January 23rd, 2019. Public hearing was held at the town board meeting of February 13th, 2019.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 5719 passes. Resolution 5819.
Adopt local law number 4 of the year 2019 for the following purpose. To repeal the existing code of the town of Rotterdam, chapter 225, records public access to, and replace this code with a new chapter 225, records access, or public access to public. Public hearing was called for the town board meeting of January 23rd, 2019, and the public hearing was held at the town board meeting of February 13th, 2019.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou, a second, please.
Second.
Second by Mr. Signor. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 5819 passes. Resolution 5919.
Amend resolution number 35 of 2019 to appoint individuals to various seasonal and/or part-time positions at the indicated rates of pay for the year 2019.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make the motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
Second.
Okay, second by Mr. Signor. Anyone on the question?
I'd like to make a comment.
Sure.
Mr. Supervisor. So I asked earlier if we could table this so I could get more information and clarity on these positions. So it's not that I'm against these positions or even these people. I know them both well, and they're both hard workers and committed to the town. But as submitted, and with the information I have, I'm just going to have to vote no.
Okay, anyone else on resolution 59? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
No.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
4 yes, 1 no.
Okay, resolution 5919 passes. Resolution 6019.
Authorize the town board acting on behalf of water districts 5 and 3 to send a notice of termination of water pursuant to the water rental agreement.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Okay, motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6019 passes. And I was remiss here. I don't see Paula, but I see Matt here in the audience with his handsome son Hunter. And Matt was one of the folks referred to resolution 59, and Matt is the person that you'll see with his crews out doing fixing the water breaks when it's dark and cold out, and you guys do a great job, along with your compatriots from the highway department who come over and help you. And every once in a while we do have some private contractors that have to come in depending on the size of the breaks that we have. But I want to thank you for taking on the additional responsibility for us in DPW. Thanks.
Mr. Supervisor, can we mandate that money goes into a college fund for lunch?
That's a question for Mrs. Lupi.
Wait, you left out the most important part, that Matt is also the guy in the bottom of the hole with a shovel
Yeah.
and whatever other equipment when we have the water main breaks.
Hunter, I hope you always have that great hair like that. I really do. You've got phenomenal hair.
He's so cute.
Yeah. All right, resolution 61, please.
Authorize the supervisor to execute 2 change orders with Carver Construction Incorporated, 494 Western Turnpike, Altamont, New York, 12009 for additional costs and time related to the 5th well project in an amount not to exceed $1,449.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6119 passes. Resolution 6219.
Authorize the supervisor to execute 2 change orders with Brunswick Electric Incorporated, 290 Hoosick Street, Troy, New York, 12180 for additional costs and time related to the 5th well project in an amount not to exceed $986.76.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou, second by Mr. Guidarelli.
Sure.
Yes?
Yes.
Okay. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6219 passes. Resolution 6319.
Authorize the supervisor to execute a contract with Barton & LaJudas PC located at 10 Airline Drive, Suite 200, Albany, New York, 12205 to provide professional engineering services related to the creation of a salt shed, compost transfer facility, and highway garage in an amount not to exceed $58,600.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Signor. Second, please.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Christou. Anyone on the question? Just on the question, like everyone know, we did in a prior meeting, Barton & Judas with a contract amount of $49,000. What we're doing is we're changing some things around, if you will, just as a matter of sequence of events that have to occur. We have to move our transfer facility sooner, and so there's some additional cost, as well as some additional cost for some of the engineering work that needs to be accomplished to get everything done, which would be the movement of our transfer facility for our brush and leaves, and then the construction of a new salt building, which we don't have a salt building at this point in time, and a new highway garage on Campbell Road. So we have a motion by Mr. Signor, second by Mr. Christou. Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6319 passes. Resolution 6419.
Authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with the County of Schenectady for participation in the Schenectady County Stop DWI program.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, motion by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone? Second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Miller Herrera. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, call the roll, please.
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6419 passes. Resolution 6519.
Amend and adopt sections of the Town of Rotterdam Employee Handbook.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Signor, a second, please.
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, call the roll, please.
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6519 passes. Resolution 6619.
Accept the 2018 Specialized Audit Report from Cusick and Company, Certified Public Accountants, LLC, 7 Airport Park Boulevard, Latham, New York, 12110.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll make a motion.
Motion by Mr. Guidarelli. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Christou. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6619 passes. Resolution 6719.
Authorize the supervisor to execute an agreement with Cusick and Company, Certified Public Accountants, LLC, 7 Airport Park Boulevard, Latham, New York, to provide auditing services to the Town of Rotterdam for the year 2019.
Okay, may I have a motion, please?
I'll move.
Motion by Mr. Christou. Is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Mr. Guidarelli. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, call the roll, please.
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes.
Okay, resolution 6719 passes. Resolutions 68 through 75, which are under consent. 68 is a resolution for gasoline and diesel expenditures. These are just ordinary things that we do at every meeting or every few meetings, and then annually what we're doing, we're calling for bids for highway materials, calling for bids for tree cutting and removal services for the town. So, and then just a few other housekeeping, if you will, items. Anyone make a motion for all consent items?
Mr. Supervisor, I make a motion
Okay, motion by Mr.
to
Christou.
accept consent items and approve consent items 6819, 6919, 7019, 7119, 7219, 7319, 7419, and 7519 as consent items.
Okay, is there a second, please?
I'll second.
Second by Ms. Miller Herrera. Anyone on the question? Okay, Ms. Marco, would you call the roll, please?
Mr. Christou?
Yes.
Mr. Guidarelli?
Yes.
Mrs. Miller Herrera?
Yes.
Mr. Signor?
Yes.
Mr. Thomason?
Yes.
5 yes to consent.
Okay, so resolutions 68, through 75 pass. Okay, anyone have anything on committee reports or miscellaneous this evening? Okay, I just would like to mention something. Today we were fortunate. We had a small press event at our water plant on Rice Road. The state, a few years back, we were able to, the town, prior to any of us serving on the board, the town was the recipient of a grant to put in a larger well in our for our potable water resources, and Governor Cuomo started this process with the Governor's Office of Storm Recovery, back after the storms of Irene and Lee. And so a lot of municipalities around the state have taken advantage of different elements of those funds that were available. We received just under $2 million to put in this new well. It produces over 3,000 gallons of water a minute. And just to give some kudos to our town personnel and volunteers, there were a lot of people, just residents, who were part of this larger process of not just the work for our water plant, but also for Rotterdam Junction Fire Company's improvements that they've made there to their facilities. And Carver Construction, Brunswick Electric, Lane Christensen, and Prime Engineering were the ones who were involved in helping put all this together for us. So we're very, very fortunate. It's a pretty dynamic place, and if anyone ever wants to go there, give us a call here at Town Hall. We'll meet you over there and take you on a mini tour. We may schedule another one maybe in the spring. We did that a couple years ago. We had a public meeting at our water plant. It was informative for a lot of people that wanted to come. And if you've ever thought about it, where does that water come from when you turn on your faucet? There's a lot that goes into it. And we're very fortunate to have such a clean water source. So that's all I have to say about that. Anyone else have anything they'd like to bring up tonight? No? Steve, do you still have that sheet in there about the what's that called? I'm forgetting. The notice for notification. Did you still have that in your book by any chance?
Have we?
They take that out. They pulled it out. So you go on the town website, on our town website, to rotterdamny.org, or to the police department's website. You can search for that. But there's a link on the bottom of our page where you can go if you want to be notified of any emergencies that are going on. You click on the link, and it's Rapid Notify, I think is what it's called, and it's through the county, and you can be notified if something happens. So it's worthwhile to just sign up, and you'll be notified on your phone. Okay, no one else has anything tonight? Okay, do we have a motion for adjournment? We have a motion for adjournment by Ms. Morguera. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a second by Mr. Guidarelli. All in favor of adjourning, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, thank you everyone for coming this evening. Appreciate you being here.